Hello, audience, and welcome once again to the Guild of Adventurers. I am Isaac Gutierrez, and I'll be playing Lavender Storm, and I am accompanied, as always, by Humberto playing Quna Zyn. And we welcome you once again to the Guild of Adventurers. I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so you guys want to talk about what you guys have been up to, kind of where you left off, what Quna and Lavender have been doing?
Well, as far as I know, and I'm aware, is that after the great escapade with the circus, we were riding off towards my dad, or towards like where I think my dad is, at least, where I told him that we'd meet up, a secret, a little more of a hidden place, not to attract too much attention, to keep them safe. And hopefully he's there. If he's not, we'll have to try to find out where he is. But for now, I know that we sold off. Unless Quna wants to keep the carriage, I was gonna say we sell it off, and then we just keep my carriage as like a kind of like a mystery van where we just write it about solving quests.
Well, let's go with your carriage, because since Quna's a merc and he's always moving around and guarding other things, he really doesn't have use for other, like, things like that. Like,
okay.
Storage area for him, like, he's always moving. But the only place he's always with is you, so you having is probably the best.
Alright, maybe instead of selling it, we'll like take, because like half the horses were kind of dead, we'll like take the horses, put the remaining ones on it, and like hook it up to the back so it's like a two-person or two-cart, almost like a train caravan. And then there we go, we'll hold all our quest loot for the mystery game.
Alright,
Okay.
so you guys are heading to Quillip, which is a really tiny town just north of like a large section of woods. That is where your family is currently stationed. When you guys, I'd say you probably already left as like your caravan was just kind of approaching the town, so you didn't actually get to see the town yet. But now you guys are actually coming upon it yourself. It is kind of out of the way. You take a few wrong turns before you find it. There's basically a like small trail that's very rarely traveled that you use to get there, and it goes through a section of the woods. And eventually, you do get there, and it's kind of, it's out of the way, definitely. It's completely surrounded by this forest. These tall spruce trees and dark oak kind of loom over it.
Oh, hell yeah, I love dark oak.
It's kind of, it's definitely out of the way. So once you get there, you find a very tiny town, just maybe like a population of like 200 or 300 people. It has just the necessities, and that's about it. A couple farming fields, the houses, maybe like a tanner's, and you find your family's caravan set up just on the outskirts of the village, kind of on the edge of the woods. And you ride up and approach them.
While I ride up, I look at my dad and I kind of wave. Hello, father.
Lavender.
Yes.
No see. How did it go?
Well, father, and I'll kind of pat my my gold pouch, which went from 5 gold to 561, and very proudly say, well, I brought some gold and a caravan for us, a new one.
New caravan? That's excellent.
Yes.
More, because I can work on patching that up if you'd like.
Oh, well, thank you, father. Where is my my daughter, if I may ask?
I believe she's in her wagon at the moment.
Alright, well, I'll give my father a quick hug and say I really must check on her. It's been a long time.
Of course, I understand.
Yes, this is my friend Quna, and I'll, once again, signature pat him on the back and say this is my wall of meat on my adventures.
Oh, Quna, I've heard much about you. And he kind of holds out his hand for a handshake. He's a tabaxi man that looks a lot like Lavender. He's obviously fairly elderly, kind of stooped a little bit, and he walks with a cane.
Yeah, his left leg is pretty messed up from a fight.
I say, well met. It's good to finally meet, the father of such a great guy.
And it's good to meet a man I've heard so much about. I hear you saved my son's life several times over.
He's very modest. He saved my life as well a few times here and there.
I'm sure.
Very proud, I sit there with my tail kind of wagging. kind of forgetting my daughter for a second, like embracing the paternal like gratitude.
If you don't mind, would you, later on when you get the chance, son, would you head into town and talk to the leather worker about the new saddle I requested? I would go myself, of course, but as you know, I'm quite busy here. I really appreciate it.
Of course, father.
The chance.
Of course. And then I'll gesture to Quna and say, let's go meet my daughter.
Yeah, and he kind of turns around and starts assessing the new wagon. And you guys head up to what was her name?
Arachnia.
Arachnia's wagon. So it's the same as all the other wagons. The wagons usually house multiple people, so it's kind of like a bunk situation. Arachnia herself, as you guys approach, she runs out the front door. How old is she? I'm sorry, I don't remember these things.
That's okay. I believe at this point, because of the time progression between the previous Quna Lavender and the Mirror Maze one, I think she's like 7?
7? Okay.
Yeah.
So you see this tiefling throw open the door and run out arms wide.
And in Inferno, I'll give her a hug, and then Inferno, I'll say, hello, my darling. Good to see you again. Hello.
Did you go on an adventure?
I did. And you know that man Quna I've been telling you about?
Yes.
Yes, well, look who's here. I'll slam him in the pec. Go ahead, punch him in the pec. He's really strong.
Yeah,
he just kind of slaps you.
Very strong. It's great to meet you.
Thank you. You're really cool.
I try. Thank you.
He is very cool. Oh, I have a gift for you, by the way. And I'll pull out my steel mirror. And then, like, on the back, see, like, the little bit of my own blood from that last fight. Like, wipe it off real quick. Oh, fuck. And then, like, quickly hand it to her.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And on top of that, hopefully, now that Grandpa has a new wagon that I brought him, you may have your own place that you stay with him.
Oh, yay.
Yes, don't worry. I keep my promises to keep you and Grandpa well fed and well set up.
Thank you, Daddy. And she goes for a hug.
I'll hug him. Her. It.
You guys kind of hang out for a bit. Is there anything you want to do in particular while you're in your kind of caravan area?
I mean, I'll just be like, maybe me and Quna will be telling her about an adventure that we went on. Maybe something more kid friendly than the goblin one.
Yeah, you probably like nudge me to kind of like on certain stories that are gory, just be like, yo, yeah, and we almost slept. We almost hugged the bad guys and made them better and saved the day.
Instead of being like, yes, we crushed Jack's head beneath his foot, curb stomping him completely, it would be like, oh yes, we killed the bad guy in the epic fight where Quna flew off the edge of the caravan. Make it more about the action instead of the gory graphics.
Story.
Oh yeah.
The head, kind of like, you know, kind of like, oh hey kiddo, we scruff up the hair and could get like. And trust me, there'll be more stories of me and your papa. A big smile kind of comes across, and then I'll give her a hug. I'll like say like, be careful with the mirror. Like, that's a gift. Now, Dad and Uncle Quna have to go out and continue questing to get more gold. I'm gonna take out, I would say like 20 gold, maybe 50, and I'll give it to her in like a little box and say, if anything ever goes wrong, always be prepared and come look for me.
Okay. And she's just kind of looking at the mirror, just throwing it around in her hand, turning it around, looking at it. Gorza, are you going to be joining? Or are you just popping in?
I'll join. I don't even know what we're doing.
Level 3. Yo.
Yeah, level 3. Make a character completely unrelated to any other you've played.
Just a random adventurer.
In fact,
Roman.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, basically the kind of setting so far is Quna and Lavender's. This is like their backstory almost, and they're just kind of popping into this town at the moment because their family's there. or Lavender's family is here.
They're kind of on the outskirts, thankfully.
Ready, and we'll keep going. Actually, I know it's really soon. My food is ready, so maybe we'll just take a break real quick.
Sure. Well, we'll say that we just we'll go into town looking for the saddle, and we'll probably meet Monroe's character there.
Excellent. That works.
All right. We'll take a quick break.
Yeah, so far a good start.
What? No way.
Alright, so you guys chat for a bit, maybe for a few hours. Maybe you eat dinner with Lavender's family, and then what?
And then we'll go to town to get my dad that leather worker thing checked out.
Alright, so as you head into town, it's not far. It's like a couple minutes just away from the actual caravan. It's within bike. So you walk there, come into the entrance. Kind of, it's a very all the houses have like fences around them. Several of the fences look damaged, knocked over, and just old. The houses themselves also look quite weathered. The people are dressed in very poor clothes, just basic farmers, overalls, rags, kind of. Some of them even, a couple of the children are playing around in potato sacks.
Ew.
But they seem, there's kind of just an air of poverty and sadness, and as you kind of walk through, almost all the people you pass by stop and watch you guys. And it's not hard to find the leather worker. It's probably one of the biggest buildings in the town. And there's just a human man, kind of with a scraggly beard that's very patchy, maybe about 50 years old. Very tall, wiry, thin, and he's just kind of dipping bits of leather into a vat, pulling them out and letting them dry. And you can see his saddle sitting, resting on one of the fences next to him. And as you guys approach, he looks up and goes, "Oh, yes, you're here for the saddle, I presume."
Yes, I'm here for the saddle for Mr. Storm.
Excellent, it's already paid for. You can just take it here. And he kind of gestures to it.
I gesture to Quna and then to the saddle. Please?
No, it's not often we get visitors out here.
Ah, well.
I recommend you guys pass through rather quickly.
Why do you say that?
Well, our village is cursed, you see. We must have done something to slight the gods. I know not what, but monsters plague our town every week. Take livestock, damage property. It's all
When has it started happening?
When did it start? It started years ago. It's just kind of been making do, I suppose. Our town wasn't the best beforehand. Someone must have angered some powerful deity to have inflicted such a dangerous curse upon us. I only recommend you leave before this curse passes on to you as well. You look well off. I would hate for the monsters of the forest to take whatever you may have and leave you with nothing. But I'm rambling. You're welcome, of course. It's not that I'm asking you to leave. I only care for your well-being.
Well,
We take care of ourselves very well, but leaving you guys in this kind of shape doesn't sit well with me. What do you think, Lavender?
Oh, well, there's nothing you can do, my boy.
Well, I kind of stretch my back. I suppose since Quna has helped me, I must help Quna, and if he doesn't want to sit well with this area, then I suppose we can have a look around the forest.
Look, you can't go in the forest. You'll die. No one goes in the forest.
We've heard this twice already.
He's I've entered 2 different forests, being told I die. One of them was a very pleasant experience, with a certain house in the woods, and the other one was a very unpleasant experience regarding goblins.
Understand? My father was killed by a bear with purple fur and great gray teeth that stretched out of its mouth, brimming with fire. These monsters, they're not natural.
Oh. Do you have images or like general areas of what would like writings, drawings?
No, it's a rather recent thing. I'm sorry, it's just best if you leave us to our fate.
Interesting.
I can't allow that, sir.
Quna, I'm gonna like nudge Quna. I'm gonna like kind of nudge Quna, not in a way of like, ugh, we should not, this isn't our problem, but more like, yeah, can you talk to me for a second?
So Quna kind of sees in your eyes what your intention is, and just he listens to you. He's like, okay, what do you think about this, Lavender? And I trust your judgment.
Well, this is I don't necessarily think anyone is cursed. I know lots of people. I'm like, this is kind of to the side, like away from the gentleman, like sidebar, I guess you could say. Like, my theories and intentions alone are separate, but Quna, I don't think questioning this man is gonna really help us much, as I think he truly believes they are cursed to just die. So I think any point that we come across with him will always lead back to death. If you get my job, I don't think we're gonna get useful information from this poor, fearful gentleman.
I pat your shoulder and say, always very wise, and you know me, I tend to not think when I want to help people, and I don't really see the big picture most times. I agree with you.
Thank you, but I do agree with you. We should help, especially since my father is going to be spending some time patching up the carriage for us. I think the least we can do is make sure they have safe surrounding.
I agree.
All right, let's maybe give this man a few gold as a thank you for his fine craftsmanship.
Yep, and I pick up the saddle and I put it on my shoulder.
Yeah, as you do, he kind of walks up. Oh, one more thing. Here you go, and he hands you a small vat of polish and a little rag. Complimentary, of course. It comes with that, so it's part of the service. And then your father already paid for it, so you needn't to worry. He told me Tabaxi would come by and take it off my hands.
Alright, what I'll do is I can tell this guy's kind of like a very humble man. Like, on our way out, I'd like to kind of slip onto the counter, so trying to keep it where he doesn't notice it till we're already gone. Like a few coins of gold, just like a little like thank you for how like informational and how nice he was.
Alright, before you leave, he grasps your forearm, Lavender, and pulls you close, looking straight into your eyes.
Aye.
Listen, do not go in that forest.
Okay.
Then he releases your grasp and turns around and heads inside.
Okay then.
I love that makes us want to go into forest more.
Yeah, right? Like, I want to make sure shit is handled. Damn. Alright, let's see. I guess let's go return the saddle first for my dad, and then let's go.
So, turn around. The sun's starting to set. It's in, like, evening. In the village, quickly, you realize almost everyone is already inside. You see a mother actually ushering 2 young boys, maybe a toddler and like an 8-year-old, into the house. They were playing just like with some sticks. They were playing swords, and the one of the boys, the 8-year-old, has green hair, like bright green, neon green hair, and it almost seems to defy gravity, sticking straight up in spikes. And she just kind of pushes them inside and then closes the door and locks it.
So is everyone kind of like locking up and hunkering down, pretty much? Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
is it kind of like, do I need to do a roll of perception, or is it something so obvious where it looks like they're just?
No, it's very obvious.
clothing.
People go inside, you hear latches and bolts go down over the door. The window shutters close, and you see several of the windows actually have planks supporting them up.
Lavender.
Some of them even have like on like the sides of the buildings. A couple of the buildings just entirely collapsed. They look abandoned.
Lavender. We should get back to your family and make sure they also are boarded up and safe. If there's something that's been happening here, we have to make sure your family's safe too.
Agreed. I don't think we're going to be able to get out of the reach of whatever is here before nightfall. Let's return quickly.
I agree.
Yeah, so you guys keep walking back to the caravan. You actually pass a couple farmhouses. One of them has stalks of corn growing in the back, but the corn is almost giving off a faint glow.
Can I grab one of them? Just so I can investigate?
Yeah, you can walk up to the fence. But behind a fence, you'd have to climb over the fence.
Sure. I'll do it stealthily just so I don't like attract any
Yeah, roll a stealth check.
attention.
Climbing for Dabaski, that's like walking.
Yeah, I actually have a climb speed, but I'll do my stealth check.
Like,
You're not
yeah, they're
climbing.
like cheat codes for like.
There we go.
You're just hopping over the fence, but you're entering someone's property. So
Yeah, here we go.
it's like the fence attaches to the guy's house.
Gotcha. No, I was just commenting on like what Quna was talking about. All right, so sorry, I got distracted. What check am I doing again? Stealth. Thank you. So that'll be an unnat 20.
Okay. Yeah, you just hop over and you can take whatever you want.
All right, I like to just take a few of the glowing corn. Like I'll just write down like a small bushel, and I would like to kind of. All right, 5 glowing. All right, and I like to investigate it, or maybe Arcana check, nature check.
Make an Arcana check, yeah.
Okay, I'll do Arcana. That's flat roll, 17.
17. Okay. It is definitely magical. As you kind of unhusk it, looking at the individual grains of corn, it's as if there's a tiny faint peak of light inside each one that just barely like permeates your head. You wouldn't be able to tell if it weren't almost nighttime at this point.
Interesting.
And something else now, as you kind of try to attune to this like magical aura coming from the corn, you feel just like a faint magical power just kind of permeating this entire village.
Huh.
Almost like how the air kind of feels before a thunderstorm.
Oh, like weirdly static.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Can I do a nature check? Try to like look around and understand like the environment. Another Arcana?
Yeah, you already rolled that.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't fare well anything that's in this kind of nature.
You know, you wouldn't feel this unless it's pointed out to you, especially not being familiar with magic.
Hey, Quna,
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yes.
look at this corn. Isn't that weird?
Yes, it looks mighty delicious.
Do you also feel that tingle in the air?
I feel hunger because you showed me
As he
corn.
mentions it, you kind of feel it.
Well, you offered me corn. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I think I'm feeling it.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Can you give me just 1 second?
Lavender pulls out his phone.
Lavender pulls out his phone. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. No, I don't need my warranty.
Oh my god.
We've been trying to reach you regarding your car's extended warranty.
It was a fucking Hilton Hotels being like, you stayed with us, now we'll forever harass you. I thought it was my goddamn interview.
Hilton's a fucking like that. They're the main offense of like hunting you down. I get tons of shit emails from them.
Yeah, it's horrible. I thought it was my fucking interview and got excited. But moving on, yes. I understand. Ignore the corn, Quna. Ignore the glowing corn. You can eat some later. But the thing is, maybe the man wasn't completely crazy when he thought about the curse on the town. This town does feel odd.
At first, it just looked like you were handing me corn, but I'm starting to feel this weird feeling, and yeah, I don't think he's as crazy as he seemed.
And I point out the corn, Quna, not to get you hungry, but to point out, have you seen glowing corn before?
No, I really can't tell you that I've ever seen glowing corn before.
My dad used to tell me about weird fruits and veggies and different versions of what we see in like a different plane, a plane of existence that tends to occasionally merge and fold it onto our own. Something with an F. I don't remember. Something my papa used to tell me a while ago. Maybe we should question him.
Well, look at the sense you're telling me that this place is in between, is suffering between in between realm thing that's going on with them.
Well, I'm not a professional, but planes of existence cross all the time. They're basically on the same world length, only with slight barriers in between them.
High-level mercs go and take care of things like that whenever those things arise in further areas, but I've heard things about it, but not enough to really know much about it. To me, it just seemed like a weird, wacky myth, but I'm starting to get a weird feeling that it's not.
Well, Quna, I think, and I kind of like gesture to like your scars and the very experienced body of like of like your wounds and your battles and all like the story that they tell. I'm like, and kind of like very clearly gesture to your own experience. And like, Quna, you are a very advanced merc. Maybe it's time you take the first step into the advanced world of adventure.
I mean, my feet's gonna get wet regardless. I know where I'm aiming and it's to the top, so it's either better than sooner than later then.
Let's go.
Let's get my feet wet.
Alright. And then we'll really quickly try to rush back to my dad.
I get there in 2 steps. No.
You guys get back there.
I get there in 18 small, tiny steps.
Yeah, you walk like Dexter from Dexter Laboratory.
Or DD, or like half the people who walked in that fucking show.
Yeah.
As you come back, Lavender's father greets you. Oh, you're back so soon. Excellent. That's what I needed. Quna just sent you to buy my wagon there. Thank you very much.
Father.
Yep. Yes.
I'll gesture to the corn and like kind of like open its little sack and show him. This town.
Julia.
Can you feel it, Father? The town has a interesting vibe to it. It's Didn't you used to tell me about how?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I don't remember what you used to call it. It was the one of the stories you told me as a bedtime. A plane of existence with magical creatures, something with an F. These corn like this. Yes, the Feywild. You used to say that corn and other vegetation used to grow weird like this.
I don't think that's what this is. I'm not sure. There's certainly something in this. Maybe it's best we get out of here as soon as we can.
I agree. I think you and Arachnia should take the caravan and go to the next town over. Quna can't leave it, and I already owe him enough to have to stay and help him.
Oh, okay. Just be careful, please.
Put my hand on his
I'll
shoulder.
I'll take care of your son, sir.
I put my hand like on like not his shoulder, but his upper arm, and be like, Father, don't worry. I can handle myself. I'll be smart. I promise. No more rash. No more rash.
For your daughter to grow up without a father, my son, please. I cannot lose you. Not after we've lost so much already.
I understand. Please keep both the carriages for now. Get them fixed up, looking good, and then we'll meet you in the next town over after we're done with this.
Of course.
All right, and I'll because it's part of my backstory that I am doing this basically for him. For the family bank for me, you, and Arachnia, I'm gonna give him let me see, 450 of my gold. Basically, most of it. I only have 60 gold left. This is... Yes.
This is incredible. Thank you. We'll put this towards our collection.
Thank you. Make sure, I know, well, even though things have been down, make sure that the collection grows strong and that Dexter caravan goes to Arachnia. I'd like to make sure she has some perks.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Try to give some perks to being my daughter. And then, I'll kind of nod, and then I'll turn to Quna. Quna, shall we, get prepared for our adventure? I think we might need another third.
I think we should. Let's get packed up and get ready, and we'll figure this out for this town.
Alright. I assume that because I'm giving them carriages, I can borrow the horses I gave the carriages on. So, I'll get my horse, which is probably going to be more like a pony. And I'll make sure I get Quna, the fucking Goliath, an actual stallion. I can handle his weight. Then,
And then what?
Alright, then let's go into town and see if we can find adventurers at the pub.
So I can try to figure out where to put him.
I made a Hexblood Ranger.
Ooh.
Okay, maybe you're already in the forest investigating the strange occurrences.
Ooh, good character make.
Alright, so, yeah, you guys can go into town if you want. But everyone is already locked up in their houses.
Okay. Quna, do you think there's anywhere we can get extra supplies, or do we think we should just go in and... God, now that I'm looking at the town, I don't know if we're gonna get any help from the town itself.
They all seem very afraid, and they're bunkering down for the night, and I really doubt we'll get anything out of them, to be honest.
Agreed. I think we should
go on our own device, and we'll figure this out for them and talk to them after. Till then, there's really no point to talk to a group of people who have no intention to even speak to us. They locked up the moment they start seeing the sun go down.
Agreed. I will, I say let's go, and my horse kind of, like, whinny it, flick the reins, and, start marching towards the forest.
Alright. You guys set out on your horses. Interestingly enough, hold on, give me one moment. As you start traveling, I need you guys to both make perception checks.
Okay.
Actually, screw that. I'm gonna jump over to your character's name, Jordan.
Her name is Junebug.
Junebug. Okay, Junebug. You
said what? Yeah, I will.
Junebug, you kind of mostly, like, would you, like, be mostly sticking to the woods, or do you tend to spend time in civilization, or what?
She absolutely hates people, and so would mostly just be hanging out in the woods with her
Okay.
best friend, who just so happens to be a wolf.
Excellent. So, you were just kind of hanging out. You tend to kind of travel a bit through the woods, just experiencing as much as you can. And when at some point, you started realizing there's a kind of faint magical presence just kind of emanating from this section of the woods that seems to originate from some part in the center. And immediately, curiosity struck you, and you began kind of traveling towards it. And as you do, you are halted by the sound of hoofbeats, and you look to see a large man on a large stallion, followed by a small, more slender figure on a pony, sauntering in the same direction as you, and you kind of jump behind a shrub to hide from them. What do you do?
I will sit back, and while I'm hiding in the brush, I will examine them. See, do they have any weapons, or do they look dangerous?
Yeah, do you guys want to describe your character?
Sure.
dangerous.
We'll be like looking, we'll be like sitting there talking like, Quna, I already told you. You have to make sure you hunt down the raccoon before you kill it. It's not as fun without the chase.
But why chase it when it's right there? It can be killed and that's it, it's over with. There's no point of chasing when you can just kill it.
But that loses the excitement of life as you see the a about 6 foot tall, slender tabaxi with pretty much no muscle and a very frail looking constitution. But he seems very charismatic with the way he talks and seems to use his words. Everything seems very upbeat. He carries a...
Do you have any torches or lanterns out?
Yeah, I have my lantern out. With my lantern kind of hanging off my horse, you see I'm wearing kind of dark and light blues with grays, kind of mixed into my studded leather, with a viola kind of hanging off my hip, a spear on my back, and a hand crossbow kind of along the back, kind of like the lower back waist, I suppose. You see various different bits and bobs sticking out of my saddlebag. Other than that, I return it to my amigo as I go, come on, Quna, the excitement of life.
Alright, and Quna?
I get that's the excitement of life, but, you know, why go through all that? Let's just cut the middleman, just get it done with. So basically what he sees is a 7'5" Goliath, who is kind of light bronze and skin tone with markings over his body from his like kind of birthmark that he has over him. A lot of battle wound scars. I'm wearing kind of a leather kind of like vest that's kind of like unbuttons a little bit down the middle. And then my pants, just regular kind of leather pants and everything like that. My back, I have one big glaive on it. I have a giant glaive. I have hand axes. One big glaive. Oh, you must listen to not another D&D, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, I love that. One big bed. Okay, no. Yeah, he has what's it called? Hand axes on the side, like 2 javelins. No, 1 javelin on his back, right next to the glaive.
Why don't you buy another javelin, dude?
Because I always pick it up out of their throat. No one can stop me from bringing this shit back.
Fair enough.
This is in here.
Yes, why don't you just buy another one, Lavender? I mean, Lavender, Quna. Like, I get it, but between your single attachment to a javelin and your lack of fun, I mean, come on!
So, what do you do, Junebug?
I will look at not the Goliath, but the other man, because totally not having a bit of racial prejudice, I assume him to be the more intellectual of the two.
Huh.
And so in Lavender's head, he just hears a sort of quiet hush. Hey.
Holy shit, Quna, hold on.
What?
I just heard a voice in my head, and it's not my sister or my mother.
You stop your horses?
Yes.
Yeah. The forest kind of playing tricks on you a little bit here.
Yeah, Quna, look into the bush line.
Yeah, both of you roll perception, and Junebug roll stealth.
This is not a Oh, you guys are never gonna beat my stealth.
I have 2 perception, but let's see if a nat 20 rolls in, and I'm gonna scream. Oh, damn, I thought I was gonna land on it.
That is a...
Jesus Christ.
Oh, god damn. I had 23.
Alright, you guys don't see anything.
Thinking that it's maybe message, I'll try my best to respond in like a weird half-assed way of hello? Anyone there?
Yes. I assume you can't see me, which is good because, well, I don't want you to see me, but your horses, they aren't going to fit on the road up ahead, you know.
Oh, thank you for the warning. But if you're... So, we're here investigating
At this point, you'd have to be speaking out loud, Lavender.
Yeah. Like, I basically started speaking out loud, like, kind of like hoping that they're nearby. Like, well, a hidden friend who's speaking in my head. I will not speak to you out loud, so Quna may hear. This is Quna. I am Lavender. We are,
Quna here's the casual. Hello.
What the fuck? What? Who said that?
we are we are adventurers.
Two weird voices now, there, Lavender. Who's talking?
Hidden friend.
What the fuck is a hidden friend? Who's out there?
Quna, chill. It's okay. So we are trying to.
A bright blue ladybug lands on your nose.
On my nose?
Yes.
Aw, that's it. That's in character. Oh, I get distracted by how cute that is.
Quna doesn't know that, like, he's like he wants to react but he doesn't know how to, so he's like he sees a cute little ladybug in his eye, like in his nose.
I'll try to remove it and like let it like scutter around my hand.
Don't you hurt it?
I won't.
Yeah, it scutters around your head.
Hello, little friend.
The two of
And
you
then
know
it
these
flies
woods
off.
are quite dangerous, right?
That's why we're investigating. The town claims to be cursed and attacked by beasts.
Quite admirable of you.
Like quite admirable of him. I like hook a thumb casually, kind of like upwards towards Quna, and it's like I'm just here because he's.
I can't leave a town like that, like this, and besides, he kind of owes me for dragging me a few times here and there, so he's kind of being dragged by me this time.
He helped me kill a circus, so I kind of owe him.
I don't know what that is, but sounds like quite the beast.
It is.
I'm going
Destroy the
to.
circus.
You might hear some movement, maybe you won't. And I'm going to step out in front of you all now. You know, naturally I would prefer if you didn't shoot me or my friend. We mean you no harm. I just feel as though I should warn you beforehand.
Oh, thank you for the warning.
Without a sound, this figure, still kind of shrouded in the shadows of these trees, simply emerges from the tree line in front of you. And then another figure, the figure of a wolf, approaches behind it.
I can't speak with animals.
My eyes widen. Fuck.
Okay. What do you say?
Hello, puppy.
It doesn't respond.
Aww. I look up at him. Your dog isn't responding.
Yes, she's quite, I don't know how to describe it. She's a solitary creature. And you can see, like, as this, I thought I should add, so Junebug is, like a genuine child. Like, small, itty-bitty, like, only 3-4-ish feet tall, got bright blue skin, almost like see-through bright blue. It's really weird. Like cloud white hair. And
I must protect you.
absolutely no pupils. Her eyes are just straight white, pupilless.
You look like a drug trip.
She's got strange, like sort of curled ram's horns on the side of her head.
Oh my goodness. Quna will burn down villages to save you.
I think I'm adopting another child.
She's speaking and she's not moving her mouth at all. It's still just in your head.
That's. Are you a Vidolkin?
What? Why are you staring at him? Why are you not saying anything?
She's.
Voice in fucking Quna's head says, right. This is odd.
What? Why is there a voice in my head?
Magic, Quna.
That would be my voice.
Only my voice is in my head. Why is your voice in there too?
What? No, my voice is in your head because I can't speak.
Oh.
And similar to how my magic works with vicious mockery, guidance, even enthrall, it's all just magic using with words.
Quna feels terrible and rude for like saying all that, not knowing that she's unable to speak.
Like a disability, like making fun of a disability.
Yeah, so Quna pats her shoulder and say, "I'm sorry to hear that.
You
have
are
my permission
incredibly
to
large. Holy shit.
I like this child.
Quna, you have to like squat to pat this person on the shoulders.
It takes a long time to like get down, like.
I sit crisscross applesauce, and I'd like to pet you on the head, just like a hello.
She's probably my height if I crisscross applesauce too. I basically kneel, like if I kind of like Japanese style where like they sit on their legs.
Yeah.
I get down in that respectful way where I could actually be like in more level, and I just look down on her.
I would like to try to feed your wolf. I would like to try to feed your wolf a ration. I'm gonna give it a little bit of beef jerky.
Just kind of sniffs it and then looks at Junebug.
Junebug nods.
Or he eats it.
Yay!
May I pet him?
Yeah. And he's just sort of like a free spirit. I don't really tell him what to do.
Can I animal handle to do a belly rub?
I would like to convince him to let me pet his belly.
See, that is 18.
18? Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm all in the belly.
You start
I'm
scratching him behind
scratching.
the ears, and he just kind of starts thumping his back leg and then eventually rolls over.
Oh, who's a good one? You're good.
And Junebug smiles like teeth and everything, and I don't know how close you guys are paying attention to her, but like if you look inside, you'll notice the complete absence of not complete absence, but trying to explain.
No tongue?
Somebody with their tongue docked.
Yeah.
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 Stub.
Oh,
She's a mute.
no, someone sliced her tongue off. Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
Oh no.
He probably doesn't notice because Quna's rolling on his back too, like the dog. So,
Junebug is scratching your bill.
So is Junebug is she an actual child? Like even racially? Like she's like not like the it's like not like that weird eternal child race. Like she's an actual child.
Yeah, no, she's like an actual child.
Okay. Like seeing that you're like hurt, like Lavender kind of like stares at your mouth a little bit. Who hurt you, little one?
And
Oh, I'm not hurt.
Like he sticks his tongue out and like puts his like nail over his or his little claw over his tongue, like as if like trying to be like a cutting motion.
Oh, that. Yeah, no, that's It's I don't
Long story?
happen. It's just something that mother does to all of her children.
Interesting. Would you like to go through this little quest with us, one? And maybe you can tell me more about your mother.
I don't have anything else to do.
Alright, please. Would you like to ride your wolf or maybe on the horse?
I'll ride the wolf.
Alright.
as you
I
guys
prefer-
are kind of wrapping up Junebug with your passive perception, you hear what sounds like a group of several horses whinnying, maybe just a couple of them, coming from far off to your right from the woods, and they seem to be rapidly approaching.
There are people coming.
Oh.
So the way she talks, is it like only talk to one of us at a time? Like, or
No, it's you're both within her sight line. She can speak to both of you.
okay.
Beforehand, it was
like,
beforehand it was just she thought you were stupid and you'd flip out, so she was only talking.
Which she was kinda right, you did flip out.
she wasn't very wrong, and then she sees this idiot rolling on his back like the dog.
Lavender, at this point, you can start to hear them too. They're maybe 50 yards off and quickly approaching.
Oh no.
But something interesting about it is it doesn't sound like horse beats, it sounds like two people running.
If you enjoyed that episode, then look for more at youtube.com/wolfer28, Spotify at Building a Guild of Adventures, or if you really want to watch us record our stories in person, or maybe our DMs write for our sessions or build maps, join us at Twitch at the Guild of Adventures. Thank you very much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.